Okay, so from what I'm hearing, apparently some of the audio. Okay, so from what I'm hearing here, apparently some of the audio might be clipping. Guys, let me switch this up. Sorry, okay, that might fix it. Yeah. Because theoretically that shouldn't have been very loud, so if anything's clipping, it's like, oh, huge echo and clipping. Okay, so something's messed up with the stream. Let me close the stream and then open it back up here. One sec. Okay, hopefully this works a little bit better. Let's see. Oh, it was? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so let me just check for a second. Let me check the audio. See if I can do this. No, I don't think I can. The only way to do it is do this awkward method. For a second, let me check the... Okay, yeah, so the audio's working. Should be fine now. Anyway, it's good now. We're certain about that. So, a little piece of news. For those of you that don't know, or didn't see the tweet or whatever. One second. I bought something, and I'm going to be doing a review on them. Actually, kind of, technically my brother bought them because he doesn't have decent speakers, and he does video work, so he kind of needs them. But actually, we got 2 pairs of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review these, and if they're very good, they're the best deal you'll get on studio monitors. So... is this track from scratch? Good question. I didn't really have a plan for what we were doing today. I mean, we could do I kind of wanted to see if I could do a blitz track, just like try to do an original track as fast as I can. But, oh, you're getting it hanging. Okay. Well, sorry, man. Unfortunately, I can't help too much on that one. I could change one thing, but then it just, like, there'd be a bigger gap between what I'm doing and, you know, whenever you guys comment and stuff. So, yeah. Okay. Hopefully it's working fine for everybody else though. It's looking fine on my end. But anyway, yeah, so I got a pair of these. I'm going to be doing a review on them, and if they're pretty good monitors, then essentially this is the best price you'll ever get for like 8-inch monitors, because 8-inch speakers in and of themselves, like we'll just look at 8-inch studio monitors. There we go. So like the cheapest stuff you'll find is, so these are about $200 each. This is $200 for a pair. So this is normally what you pay for 5-inch speakers. So if these are actually pretty good speakers, which I'll find out like probably Friday, then it's like a killer deal. So we'll see, but just wanted to let you guys know about that. So I'm going to be doing a review on those. They actually you could get them as low as, gosh, I can't remember. It was... $120. Yeah, they were on sale like a week ago or something, and you could get them as low as $120. So it was very, very cheap. But yeah, so that's just like a little bit of news in terms of channel and things that are happening there. And I'm gonna bring my camera up just a little bit. Small thing, but whatever. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay, so what do we want to do today? We have 2 options. The first option is we could just go do track from scratch. The second option is we can try to do a blitz track. What do you guys think? What's your choice? Or I could look for remixes, like remix competitions, and we could do one of those. Like do that in a blitz format as well. So just let me know down in the chat. I'll get to that. What's a blitz track? Okay, so the idea of a blitz track is I basically produce a track as fast as I can. So I'm going to be doing an original track. I'm going to produce it as fast as I can, and I'm going to try to get it to sound I'm not going to skimp on the quality. I'm just going to do it as fast as I can. That way it'll kind of fit in a stream. So, yeah. Okay, so that's actually Neon Downlight is my brother, and he just hopped in the stream saying, "Just FYI, the speakers are beast, guys." Actually, he put buttes. Okay, never mind. It's like kind of like glutes, but with a B. Yeah, just kidding. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have messed with my camera. Now I'm gonna be messing with it the whole time. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. So what are we doing? I think we're gonna do a blitz track. Yeah. So can we choose a genre? I guess it depends. We'll throw in like everyone throw in what you think I should do for a genre, and then I'll pick one out of that. I think that's a fair way to do it because I don't want to do like just a straight up vote. Because first of all, that takes forever, and second of all, like if everyone wants to throw me into dubstep, I don't know how fast I could do a dubstep track. So that's just like the general idea there. So everyone throw in like your genre suggestions, and we'll do a blitz track as fast as we can. But future bass, okay, that's an option. So okay, dubstep track, chiptune. What I said, okay. So I'm going to be producing an original track as fast as I can. That's what I mean when I say blitz track. And right now what I'm asking you guys is what genre do you think I should do? So just throw in a suggestion for a genre. Hey Alex, welcome to the stream. Yeah, blitz track is just like I'm going to make a track as fast as I can. But I'm not going to skip on quality. So like I can make tracks pretty fast. You guys saw or some of you guys saw, I'm certain, that one remix of what was it? What You Desire? I did that one in less than 24 hours. So it's very feasible for me to do it. Although I do need to take a break in between. So probably what I could do, depending on how things end up working out, is I might be able to do like half of it today and half of it tomorrow. But that kind of depends because I know I might have something to do tomorrow. If I don't have anything to do tomorrow, I could finish it tomorrow. But I might. We'll see. So, okay, so we have... okay, so we have future bass, progressive house, future bass, chill. Okay. Yeah, we'll do something at 15 BPM. But we'll just do it like quadruple time, you know? Double time. Hard house or hard style, future bass. Okay. So, excuse me. Does Logic have Harmor or is that FL exclusive? That is exclusive to FL. And I think Harmor as well is only exclusive to certain versions of FL. So if you have FL Signature or the Complete, then you have it. Otherwise, I don't think it's actually in Producer Edition. So, okay, so it kind of sounds like a lot of people want me to do future bass, which is actually something that I was recommended to do before. And I said if we started an FL stream, I'd do it there. But, I mean, I guess we could just do it today. So, okay. So, now... So I guess what we'll do is I don't want to do this, but I kind of want to do this because I need to listen to some reference stuff if I'm gonna really pick up on this one because I don't listen to a lot of future bass and I like don't really know the genre that well. You know, I could just give it a try, just see where it goes. Come on. Oh, that's right. All files. So, okay. We'll go to... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab I'm going to make a rather dirty kick. So, you'll race me. Okay, so we'll do future bass. And, okay, so... And then I think Alex said do something at like 145 BPM. So we could do that. Is that in the genre usually, or is that just a random BPM you threw out, Alex? I'm not, because I don't remember. I know some future bass is at like a 125 or something. Okay, so let's hear some options. Okay, so I think I like that one actually. It's like that's the fastest it's ever been for me to choose a kick. Because I think this kick will actually sound good for my purposes. I I need to get like a mouse. Okay, that's what I'll probably do. I'll probably get like a mouse where I could have a button that I hold down and it just like holds the shortcut for copying, so I could just hold that button when I drag it. That'd be really cool. Gaming mice are pretty cool for production, actually, because then you could just like assign a whole bunch of shortcuts to the mouse and you don't have to move your hands around so much. Marshmallow, okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot about him lately in terms of like his name popping up, but I haven't actually listened to anything by him. So, I think this is... Okay, that seems way too fast. What's Future House usually at? Wow, okay, so apparently some of it's at like 140. It just feels so fast, though. Marshmallow on Twitter. I snore at 142 BPM. Okay. I was gonna go to like, you know, 125, but 145. We'll go with that. See, that seems like so fast though. Where can you find or make good drop stabs? That's not too easy of a question to answer. Now, the question I would ask you is, what do you need them for? Because if you're doing complextro, sometimes you could just like find samples and use those because you just like drop them in and they're just kind of like these effects. But if you actually want these stabs that you're going to be using for sounds, I know that Serum has a lot of kind of like stabby, like rough stabby sounds. I don't remember exactly where it keeps them. I think it's in the hard basses. We get... Oh, is my... Something's not working here. Come on. I'm not going to dig too long here. So that goes long, and then you just have to get the sustain here. There we go. So that's kind of like, you know, you just get these hard sounds and you just make them really staccato by changing the volume envelope, but that's like a wobble. So you can just do the same thing here. And, you know, you could, one of the things I'm doing with this curve is this makes it stay loud for a long period and then cut off really fast, so... Okay, so I think this kick sounds pretty good. One of the things I want to do, though, is I'm going to grunge this up quite a bit, and I think I'll just use clip distortion because I don't want to push it too hard. Let's see here. So we're going to mix to 100%, turn up the low pass filter there so it's kind of clean. And what we'll do is... Okay, so this is symmetry. And what we'll do... Let's do something like that. Just kind of warm it up a little bit there. Balance. There we go. And that kind of like kills the dynamic. So what I'd probably do is get this and then turn off the clip distortion. There's some questions in there. I'll get to the questions in just a second. Just let me do a few things to the kick really quick. Tighten tighten that up, make it really sharp. And then that will layer with this. So what we do is we get like this really kind of grungy, dirty kick. So we're going to create a track stack here, summing stack, and then we'll just make this the kick. And the reason I'm doing this here is so I could do one final thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a compressor in here. And the reason I'm actually adding a compressor is not to compress, but instead to do clip distortion. So what it'll do is it'll route to this, and it'll clip here instead of peaking like that. So, and I'm probably going to need to turn these down a little bit so it's not clipping quite so much. Okay. And this one here is our punch. So we'll turn that one up a bit. There we go. Okay, so first of all, I need to turn my volume up, and then I'm going to answer some questions here. So why do you use Logic? Did you recommend because I use? Do you recommend because I use FL Studio? I love it, and I'm not going to change, but I have a Mac, and you need Windows and want to have another program in OS X at Ableton. So really, if you like FL Studio and you don't want to change, just like go through the hassle of putting Windows on your Mac. I know it's a drag, but it's just like, it's the way to go. Because if you don't like a DAW, I was talking about this a lot in my last stream. If you don't like a DAW, you're not going to produce in it. So, and then FL Studio and Logic are completely different mindsets. If you really like FL Studio, then moving over to Logic is going to be quite a challenge. So that's kind of my thoughts on that one. So, yeah. The past week we were looking at Studio One. I haven't looked any more into that. I sent them an email asking them if they want to give me a copy, but I doubt they will. So I'll just need to decide if I want to get that. So, but I don't know. Studio One looks neat. Maybe we could try it. Well, I was gonna say maybe we could try it out later in the stream, but then I realized it doesn't work with VSTs, so that kind of sucks. Yeah. Okay, how often do I stream? Usually I stream on Tuesdays at 11 o'clock Pacific time, but the problem is lately I haven't had that much of an opportunity to do that because I've had this class that's been kicking my butt in terms of how much work they've been assigning me. So it's kind of difficult to work with that. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a 3-layer kick now I think about it. Because the sub kind of like dies. Yeah, so the sub kind of dies when we distort it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to filter out the remainder of the sub. Like that. Then we'll duplicate that and grab all these here, copy them down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this one undistorted and just be like the thump. Actually, you know what? We could just have this sample raw. Never mind. So that was not what I wanted to do. There we go. Remove the EQ. There we go. That's a different idea. So we have. Just kind of adds that extra grunge to it, basically. And then what I got to do is I have to turn on the volume on this so I could add my traditional gain plugin to this so that I have headroom when I master. So we're going to bump this up by what? We'll do 7 today. I don't know why. I like the number 7. Okay. I'll start with that isn't good. When should you stop tweaking a component in your track? Very good question. When you're unfamiliar with working with a particular portion, like for instance, I'm working on a kick drum right now, and at this point, I think I'm gonna filter off a little of the high end. Wait, that's the overall bus. Not I want this one. I'm gonna filter off the high end. It's like I already have a key EQ on this. There we go. So that's just going to filter off some of the high end. So, oh, that sounds terrible. back here. There we go. Because that like gets rid of some of that high end like hiss noise, but it keeps the click in there. That doesn't sound like filtered out. Okay. So, but anyway, as I was saying, when you're unfamiliar with working on something, it's very easy to just work on it forever. Quite frankly, because you're not, when you work on it, you're either A, not improving it, or B, you're learning as you're working on it. So then what you'll kind of find is you like perpetually work on something because you're trying to get it to sound good, but you're like going through this process of learning, or you're just not really adding to it or making it better as you work on it. So it kind of just like goes on forever. So that's one of the questions that's like, it kind of has an answer, because it's like you do need to have a standard for when you should stop working on something. But at the same time, if you're new to a particular thing that you're working on, or you're new to mixing that, you're new to finding the right component, then it'll take forever to get to that spot where I would normally say stop messing with it. Like at this point, I could like do more to the kick, but really I don't see much point. It sounds good. It works. Theoretically, this shouldn't be compressing. There we go. I was like, why does this kind of sound compressed? There we go. That's what it's supposed to be doing. There we go. Because it was sounding compressed. I'm like, this sounds like a really weak kick right now. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, so now that I fixed that, like the kick sounds fine now. It was sounding really weirdly compressed. I was like, I should probably compress it, but I'm not going to do that right now because I just don't have the time for that. That's kind of like, you just figure out, when are you being nitpicky? Is like, that's kind of what you need to decide. When do you start being nitpicky? Because like I'll do things, sorry, I just had an inspiration. Give me a second. Okay, so what is causing this? What is the velocity? I don't think the velocity is mapped to anything. LFO1 is... Okay, so are you mapped to... Okay, I think it's a phase that's being messed with. What's mapped to the phase? There we go. I think it's this one. No, it's not that. I'm sorry. I just like got lost in this, working on this. What is mapped to this? LFO3? Ah, it's LFO3. Okay, so you need to not do anything. 0. I'm sure there's a button I could hit to reset that. There we go. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so like I'll do some very small touches on things, like I can't remember what the recent example was, but I'll be working on something and then I'll like add some sort of like tube distortion, and tube distortion is very subtle when used correctly. It just kind of like warms things up and glues things together a little bit, but it's like super subtle. That's something that I know I'm not being nitpicky. Excuse me. I'm just like making a decision there. But if you're like listening to a sound and trying to figure out what it needs, then you need to stop working on it, because that means it's basically good. If you're trying to find things to work on, then you need to stop working on that particular portion. That's basically what I think. Like if you're like, okay, and now this just needs something to warm it up and it'll sound good. Then you warm it up and you're like, okay. And then maybe from here, I'll just add a little bit of compression to bring back the dynamics. Now that I've done like some distortion, and that kind of levels out the volume level. So I'll add a compressor to kind of bring back some of the original dynamics. So like that's something where you're making deliberate decisions. You know what you need to do and you're just doing it. So that's kind of my philosophy. You go through until you are looking for things that you need to do. You're like, cause then like either fundamentally like your melody is not right, your synthesizer is not right, or you have done something that is not right in general. That's like, if you're looking for things that need to be improved, it's because somewhere in what you did previously, it didn't work right. But if you're working on something and you just find, okay, now I just need to do this, now I just need to do that, now I just need to do that, then you'll keep working until you feel satisfied with it, or until you get that feeling where you're like, something's not right here, or, you know, I can't figure out what, but this doesn't sound good. Then that's like when you need to take some steps back and realize that you've gone kind of too far. So that's my thoughts. Sounds like a fart with distortion. Yeah, it does. What we're going to do with this... Okay, I need to extend out this region as well, because if I start keying in notes with just this small region, I actually get locked into the mentality that that's how long my loop needs to be, and then it ends up being a pretty pathetic loop because it's so short. So we want this to be 8 bars. Okay, so this is going to be the intro, so I'm just going to run it like this for now. And that is not the standard. What did I do that caused things to be... Oh, there we go. It's like it's 3 bars instead of 4 or something. Oh, come on. Why don't you line up? You sick. There we go. And then I need it to be there. There we go. Okay, so that sounds kind of like terrible. This is what we're going to do to it, though. First of all, we're going to turn off the default distortion or default reverb. And then once I'm done doing this little chain, I will check the chat again. So, oh, by the way, who's from the subreddit? EDM production subreddit? Because I posted there, and I've never posted there before talking about stream. So just curious who's new from there. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go to large spaces. We're going to get a hull and see what we can find here. Okay, so Mika's from the Reddit. That's cool. So as you can tell, like the bass is really kind of like messing with our reverb. So our reverb's like sounding kind of weird. Obviously, we're gonna cut out a lot of that bass, but I'm just gonna try to flip through these without doing that every time. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna boost the mids if this band will agree with me, and then cut the highs. Okay, and then what we do here is we're going to do some overdrive. And just open up the tone all the way for now. What the heck is happening to my audio? Okay, so that sounds pretty terrible. This is actually surprisingly gonna change the tone of it quite a bit. Just add some ducking. Try that. Okay, I think I need to do this. Come on, what's messing this up? Dun, 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 do, do, do. That's probably the problem. Okay, and then I think what I need to do is I need to go onto Serum. Do we have distortion on this? We'll just turn off that distortion for now. I do have a MIDI keyboard. It's just when I key in notes for like bass lines, I prefer to use my I prefer to use the piano roll, unless I'm like coming up with like a melody. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah. Hi, Henrique. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So, let me make sure I didn't miss any chat here. Pico song. Oh, cool. Yeah, actually, if you want, I have copied down that link, and I could do a critique at the end of the stream. So, text edit. I'll make down a note of this. But yeah, I can critique your song if you want, Mika. Okay, so. Okay, so now that we have this, there's one thing one thing I want to do before the overdrive, which is I want to take this really like harsh sound that kind of sounds like the distorted portion, and then just bring that down. And then what I'm going to do is take the overdrive and turn down the tone. Okay, and at this point, I'd almost want to go run off and listen to some Future House, like, tracks. I don't know. I really don't want to do it because then then I can't have the stream recorded for everybody because it'll probably flag my YouTube account. Tell you what I'll do is okay. Yeah, okay, so I'll just save the references for later. I'm just gonna try to go off what I know. Okay. Then what we'll do is create another instrument here, and I'm gonna grab Silent on this one because this is like where Silent kind of shines. Find some sort of like lead here. Oh, that's loud. 1 second. Drop a gain utility on this. And that didn't work. And that failed. I kind of like that sound. And this is probably going to be my starting garbage piece. I'm not going to keep it. Yeah. So what do we think? Something like that? So, do I want to try to record this? Because I suck at this. But I'll give it a shot. It might be faster. Okay. And then we just need to go quantize all this crap. Yeah, 16th notes. There we go. And then this, what we're going to do is we're actually going to grab all these, turn the velocity down to, oh, unfortunately it doesn't set all the velocity to 0, which would be nice if it did. Come on. Come on. You little piece of garbage. I wish it would I wish you could quantize the velocity as well. And the length and everything else. It's like a make boring button. Because I'm just trying to have it static right now. Because one of the cool things is you could do this now. Okay, so then what we're going to do is grab obviously, we're going to sidechain this. Grab a sidechain here. And then... Oh, there we go, messed that up. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's in key. These notes are giving me a tough time. This kind of sounds okay. Good with that. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna write over this though. So we're just gonna bring the volume. Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add a baseline because that was Mika suggested it. So we'll do a baseline next. I actually don't usually start with baselines because I find my creativity is limited with baselines. I like to go create something like a chord progression or a melody, and then do like a baseline off of that. If I start from my baseline, then I just get this really simple melody or chord progression. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to, I don't know, what should we do for this? EFM? Super loud. Let's turn that down a little. Utility, gain. So what do we have here? Okay. I think I'll just do it on D. How did I have it? Okay. HTML and CSS. I do a bit of Photoshop and Illustrator myself. So. want to do this. Let's do this. We'll set all the notes here to a velocity of about halfway. Something okay. What am I making? I am kind of making Future House, but I don't know Future House very well. So, we'll see how that goes. So, like, for people that actually listen to Future House, how close is this? Does it sound anything like Future House? Okay. Yeah, that's horrible. That's like more like electro-ish. Yeah, no point in keeping that. You don't listen to it, so you're clueless on it. Yeah, that's kind of how I am. Okay, so I think that sounded good. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next. I don't know how the drums for Future House usually go. I don't know if they have like a lot of drums or if it's little drums. So I think. Okay, so first of all, I need to kind of figure out what key I'm in, which is not too easy. It's almost like... We'll just go with that. The kind of the Arabian scale. I think that's how it goes. I think that's basically what I'm doing. Nope, that's not what I'm doing. Is that what I'm doing? No, because I have... Oh, I have no idea. This is... Because, like, that's the thing about, like, Future House. I don't know if they stick to keys. So, it's like... High-pitched snares. Okay. Weird snares. I don't know. Tell you what. I'm going to... Give me 1 minute. I'm going to try to check out some stuff really quick. So, I'm going to have to mute this. I apologize. Give me a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to start from scratch. So I realized I was thinking, apparently I'm thinking of a different genre when I started working on this. That's like, oh god, this is like something completely different. Okay, now I really want to do future bass though. So we can't have this warmness to it anymore, which I think was this part. Yeah. But essentially like future bass, I know I want to pull you out of that and then delete that. I think I need like a cleaner kick. Future bass is almost like if you got progressive house and mixed it with trap. And yeah, that's basically what future bass is. Yeah, I was doing like future deep house or something. I don't know. Cause like I've heard future house stuff before that kind of sounds like what I was working on. Like doom, sort of like it's like kind of like the sound of deep house, but brighter and harsher. So it's kind of like, you know, the sort of grungy sounds. So like deep house, but not deep, grungy. That's kind of like what my impression of it was. Okay, so yeah, future bass. We could do future bass. Now that I kind of know what it sounds like, gosh, we got to like practically start from scratch. So let's try this again. Find a kick. Oh gosh, clipping out the nose. So I want something with like a very clean click in the high end. And very clean sub as well. And what I mean by clean click is like a very simple click. Kind of like that. But we'll go with this one. I like this one a lot better. Yeah, this will work. This will be a little bit better. And this is a lot more like the style that I know I can do as well. Because it's kind of like progressive housey. So what we're going to use is we're going to use the magical chord key thingy, whatever, whatnot, that I have. I actually found this in like a drawer. I didn't remember I had it. But it's this. Here, let me show you guys. My face. There we go. So, excuse me for a second. It's like, yeah, I was about to flip it the other way, but then it kind of makes it you can't read it. So this is like the chord wheel. And essentially what you do is you flip it to whatever key you want. Like, want a key of B, key of E, key of A. The problem is they're all major keys. So you actually have to, if you want to like set it to something else, you have to set it so that, like, this is your key. So if you want a minor key, we want F minor, then we have to set it here. So so like, where is it? It's hard to move my hand while I'm watching it on the camera. But yeah, so that one, if we have it on the like whatever one we want it to, so like if we set it to this, it's B flat minor. So we're just gonna like set it to F minor right now because that's what I have my kick in. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's actually really cool. It tells you like literally all the chords that are available in this particular key. So, and the cool thing is like you might be able to see, you might not be able to see. It's got the majors there, so like 3 major chords, 3 minor chords, and then 1 diminished chord. And it also has like the major 7ths, major 9ths, minor 9ths, things like that. And this is great for like creating unique chord progressions and kind of also knowing your tone. Because then what I could do is I could say, okay, I want a minor chord now. What minor chords do I have available? And it'll kind of like, do I start with a bright sound or a darker sound, kind of. So yeah, I showed that last week. Yeah, it's really cool. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I could find it. See if I can find it on Amazon or something. Chord wheel. Yeah. Okay. So the funny thing is, it's one of the best sellers in music encyclopedias. But if you want to grab this, it's $10 at Amazon. Let me drop this in a link. Yeah, what's up, Henrique? Not says, did I miss something and you're trying to get my attention? Probably. Okay. Yeah, so it's on Amazon there. First one on results, exactly, yeah. Oh, Martin Garrix is doing Future Bass? I'm not surprised. I've seen him like hanging out with more the artists in that genre like lately. Just because like I follow him on Instagram, so not too much of an avid follower of anybody in particular, but hey. So yeah, so now that we have this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start my chord in I'm gonna start with an F minor chord, and okay, so actually I'm not gonna start with F minor. I'm gonna have my first F minor chord be on the second beat here. So then we're just gonna go to, so that's F, and then to make a minor, we just go up 7 here, and then have him down here, I think. Oh gosh, sorry, that's clipping out the nose. Bring that down to negative 12-ish. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this a minor 11th. F minor 11. I don't remember what chord that is, or what notes that entails. Piano. So we have, I think, yeah, we could do F minor 11. So what we're gonna do is we add a note here, and then we have our note there, and then we add a note here. And that sounds like a mess. Wait. There we go. I like that. That kind of cleans it up a bit. But it still sounds like a bit of a mess. Oh, wait. What am I doing? I have it still on. Ugh. You guys probably told me this. Sorry. Oops. I forgot to switch that. I feel like an idiot. That's like, because I rarely ever use that camera. So, but there you go. You're just like getting a great view of me like staring at the screen. I feel like an idiot. Anyway. Yeah, okay, so what I did was I just keyed in some notes here, and there was, this note was in the middle, because that's technically, if you have an F minor 11, it sounds like this. But I killed this note because it kind of muddies it up when we keep that note in. And so then one of the other things we could do is we could just start moving these up and down octaves, so. Actually, I didn't want to copy that. I wanted to move it. There we go. That's a lot wider. Sweet. In Future Bass, use a lot of 7th chords. Yeah, that would make sense. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a flat major 7th. Sounds like a good idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our root note again. So we have F there, which means we're going to try to find an A around here. A, and then we're going to do, it's going to be a major, so we do the 7th there, then we do that. And then we add. And that sounds horrible. Am I doing something wrong here? And then let me try to move this one. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one down an octave. So it's just there, and then what we do is move this one down an octave. That does not sound good at all. What the heck? How'd that get there? This is a little tough. Let's just go with the regular melody for now. So we have... Oh. Come on, put me on the piano. It's A. Maybe I should just go with a major scale, because then it won't sound quite so dark. That might be the way to go. So... So that's B. Huh. I'm kind of stumped. This isn't good. Not very good material for a live stream. Okay, so I'll just do like the corny way that I usually do it. This will help me get some inspiration. We'll just do... So we'll start on F major. It's minor, major. We'll do... what's a good... We'll do D minor next. So... Come on. That sounds horrible. Why does that sound so bad? D minor. Oh, that's what that one's wrong. Why does that sound so bad? Is like the electric piano whacking out? So that just sounds like a horrible chord. I think okay, so we're gonna switch this to something else. We'll grab Silent. Cause that's just sounding so weird. It shouldn't even be like that. No, I need... Sorry about the volume level. There we go. Yeah, it's probably just whacking out when it got low chords, because that was really weird. Okay, then what we'll do is, this is the top note, I believe. G, D, nope. B, what? It should be F. What am I smoking? Oh my goodness. Oh. What? What? Okay, so we'll try this again. Make it in the right key. Ugh. And that's A, F, and then this one was going to be this one will go to G minor. And then we'll do B flat and C. Oh, that's probably what I did. I probably started on C for whatever reason. So we'll do. Give me a second here. Let's go to. What was that one pack that I just got? Did I not copy it in here? Oh, here we go. And then we do, yeah, B flat was what I was going to do next. Oh, that's B flat. It's going to be major. There we go. Now we're on a roll. And then we're going to go to C. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stick in the major chords right now. Because like this one, it's a minor chord, so it sounds darker. These ones are brighter, so it says brighter, brighter, darker. And then we have brighter, brighter, and we're going to do brighter again. But we're going to try to lift this one up a little bit. So. And then we're going to bring this one to here. Just drop that. There we go. That's actually pretty good. And then we'll go. I'm going to go to D minor. Do D minor here. Oh, nailed it. I just got a perfect D minor there. Then we're going to do... Copy this over here so we get that kind of like roll in that we have. And then, but this time we're going to go to, this is going to be our weird chord. I don't know if this is going to fit, but I'm going to try it. This is our diminished chord in this key, which is going to be E diminished. So to make a diminished chord, you get the root note, which is going to be E. That's not E. This is E. And then you build a major chord. Or is it a minor chord? I can't remember. I think it's a... Yeah, well, anyway, the last two notes here get shifted down like that. So this one's going to be like this, I believe. So I think you just make a minor chord or a major chord, and then you just shift the top two notes down by a half step. And then I don't know if we have many variations of this. We have this seventh, so we could add that in a second. And then we'll add our seventh. And then we'll go back to, I think we'll go to back to C for this one. But what we're going to do is, not quite, there we go. What we're going to do is we're going to bring this up really high, so. And then you will get, where was that one? So it was here, something's going to be. Ah, what happened to that chord? Ugh, that sounds horrible. C, 7, it's a major chord. And then we'll put... There we go. That sounds terrible. Yeah, that just sounds weird. Did I mess up? Evidently I messed something up because it's no longer in C. There we go. copy you over here. See if this works. Try this. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna do so we'll do B flat. So oh no, that is B flat. So I guess we could do G. There. Oh, that's out of key. Is it? Sounds terrible. Oh, I was supposed to do G minor. But if I do that, it's just like an inversion of G, basically. So... We'll do that. Copy that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The extended version is there. Okay. I'll copy that one instead. So we could do that probably in about... How long you be sticking around, Mika? Because I would say probably in like 30 minutes I could do that, but it's up to you. Nope. Bring us down an octave, see what happens. That sounds like a mess. What's mapped to the pitch? Find your phaser filter noise. Yeah. I kind of like the first one I had. That's funny. It sounds like I'm sidechaining this, but I'm not. Okay. And then I kind of want to go back to that one other one we had, which was one of the leads here. I have like a future bass pack. And then what we're going to do is run a bass line here. So we're going to run this in our key is an F, E, K. There we go. Yeah, so we could just run. Whoops, wrong button. Actually, do that one. So we'll run this. Wait. have a thought. Yep. Yeah, then we'll stop it there. And then this needs to be a bass line, so we're gonna find some sort of bassy something. Okay, so for a top layer, 245 CDT. What time is it CDT? It is 2:31. Okay, so you gotta take off 2:45. I guess we could check out your track now, just so I get a chance to give some feedback. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a listen to this here. Okay, 1 second. Let me turn down the volume a little bit, just so I could. Here we go. Okay, so it's actually like it's in terms of like the tone, it's really cool. The one thing that like is really standing out to me that needs work is it sounds very squashed, like it was mastered to all high heck, and you just got like everything smashed up against each other. So that's I think the biggest problem that it has right now, and then like the kick is kind of the balance is not all that great. The kick kind of sounds in the back, and it sounds like you kind of just boosted the low end and the high end of the kick. So it kind of just becomes this this deep but thin kick, which is kind of like a weird contrast there. Instead of just having like, you know, your kick drum just kind of stand out for what it is, just kind of like hitting. Your kick drum kind of like just sounds like a sub with a click. That's basically what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like it has body and thump, which is what a kick drum really needs. So. Other than that, you got like really cool sounds that you're adding in. Just try to like you haven't, obviously since you're new, you don't hear my philosophy for mixing, and it's that like actually it's not mine, I didn't create it, but it's one of the ones I prescribe to, I guess, or ascribe to, either word. One of the ones I aspire to, I guess would be the best way to say it. You mix like you have this space. Like there's things over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, and you kind of like mix with that in mind. So so like right now, that one like chord progression you have going, you have like this chord progression right here, and then you have like a lead that's kind of like over way off in the back and kind of like smack dab in the middle, and then you have the kick, which is like nowhere in particular, and Then you kind of have like these other things that come in and out, you know, the various sounds. They're kind of more around here. And like that's kind of what I'm getting, but it's like it doesn't feel too deliberate. So I would put like, instead of having like the main chords right here, I'd kind of put them out like a little bit further back and a little bit wider, so that they're not quite so like right up in your face. That just gives it gives the track a little bit more room to breathe. And then like the one sound that you have going on in the background that's kind of like around the middle but farther back, that one's in a good spot. The other stuff is kind of in a good spot, but like overall that one thing in the front is like it's really overshadowing a lot of other things. So yeah, basically kind of like an orchestra. That's kind of the idea. Now, you may think, oh well, a lot of like professional mix engineers and or producers, whatever you want to say, you would say, oh, they really, everything just sounds like really upfront in your face. It doesn't sound like this. That's not true. It does sound upfront in your face, but it still does sound like this as well. I guess a good example is if you listen to Martin Garrix's older mixes compared to his newer ones. His older ones sound like, you know, the kind of loud and sort of all-in-one track mashed together sort of sound. And his newer stuff sounds a lot cleaner. It sounds like it has a lot more of a space. And you could hear these various sounds coming in at kind of like various areas in this spatial mix around you. So, yeah. Can you do a tutorial on a Future Bass synth? Not really, because like what we've learned today is I don't know what Future Bass is. And additionally, like I don't do synth tutorials too often, unless they're for like very mainstream sort of sounds. Like I've done like Supersaw tutorials, and I've done Riser tutorials, and I think that's it. But like I don't do a lot of tutorials for synthesizers that much. Just because then it's kind of like a lot of people just follow the tutorial to get the sound that I'm making. If I wanted to do that, I'd make a preset pack and hand out preset packs. Like the best way to learn how to make a particular synth is just learn how synths work. Like, just randomly work in one, learn a synth, and you'll find when you're good at working in the synth, you'll hear a synth sound and you'll be like, okay, I probably know how to make that. The one case where that's not true in my eyes is like a lot of dubstep and complextro sounds, like because they're very hard to just kind of deconstruct. Sometimes you have to really either dig into it or know the techniques that are typically used for making those things first. So that's kind of like my thoughts on that one. So yeah, and welcome Danny, welcome to the stream. Okay, so I was getting a bass here, not a thingy. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go see if I could find a nice bass from here. Not thinking that's exactly what we're looking for. Oh, I need to turn the volume back up. Okay, on this one. See, like, this is what I thought when I heard Future Bass. That's like what I thought when people were saying Future Bass. Maybe like it's like I have no idea. But anyway. Okay, so I'm going to be listening to a lot more Future Bass now that I've heard that and I actually know what it sounds like. It sounds really cool. So, I'll be a lot more prepared for something like that later. Let's bring this an octave down. What's that? I need more like just like a regular sub probably. That's weird. It's like for such a low note, that's a really high sound. Yeah, I'll just do like a sine sub. Actually, I'll do a sine square sub. So we'll go to... We'll make this synth master. So many synths! I actually have synths now. Now that I bought Sylenth and Serum. It's like, oh my gosh, I have so many options for synths. Bring this down an octave. Course tune. So we'll just make, should we make this like super deep? Yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll add a square on top of this. Like a very harsh square. Turn on oscillator. There we go. Come on, give me a volume shaper. That sounds terrible. We need side chaining. There we go. Try turning this up or bring it up. Probably won't sound good. Okay, I'm gonna admit it now. I don't think I can do Future House. It's just like I haven't heard enough of it. I don't really know what it entails that well. So this ended up being a bit of a flop. It's a nice, like, we have a nice sound. Okay, F, D, F, E. We could try that. So we have F, D. Get rid of this one. Like, yeah, one of the things that is a really discouraging is when you have a great musical idea, but your mixes just stink, and you're like, oh, it's so good, but like, it's like sounds so terrible when I mix it. So that was, yeah, it's the right spot. And then this one needs to be. Like gives it pure bass. like have that crackling, popping. That's a beautiful bass. Right. Yeah. Production first and then mixing. That's technically the order of priority. You know, in my opinion, at least. What used to be on if I leave? Good question. It's almost 1 o'clock, so the answer is probably, maybe. Hey, I could probably still be on. Yeah, just because. Okay, so I have to take off at. I need to be done streaming by 2. So I could probably do 1 more hour and then I'll actually have to get off. So, unfortunately, as I said, this is not going to end up working out as well as I thought just because I don't know Future House. I have no idea what Future House is. So I'm going to need to listen to a lot more of it. But that's okay with me because I like the sound of Future House. It's not like something where it's like, yeah, I'll listen to some of it and I'll learn it and then I'll do a stream for you guys. It's like, I really like the sound of it. That's like, or Future Bass, I guess. Not Future House, but Future Bass. So I'm totally going to listen to that. Spend some more time with that. Just like, I think that this might be one of those projects that I just kind of like save and then come back to it later because it sounds cool, but like at this point I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit stumped. I'm not sure what to go do from here. I could try to make a lead, but I don't know how that'll go. I mean, we could try. So we'll go grab the, what should we use for a lead? I kind of just want to use Sylenth. Let's see. Bank. Let's use a Seven Skies Bank. There's got to be something interesting in here. Ah, gosh, I keep on forgetting to add the game. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what do we have here? Thank you for joining us, Mika. Yeah, you gotta take off. Yeah, I'll keep trying to do something interesting. We'll see how that goes. Not gonna be Future House or Future Bass. I should have recorded that. I can make this sound really corny really fast. I think I need a different preset. Just like run it. It changes the tone drastically. Actually, Henrique, sorry, what are you asking? Let me check that. Yeah, because you have to send the result in the beginning. What are you talking about there? Because I kind of missed some of the discussion here. I apologize. Oh, the title of this video? Or... Oh, no, it's a different video. Okay, so he's just talking about something else. Okay. Yeah. Because I wasn't sure if you're asking me something or just responding to someone else. That's, like, not a sound we'd use really here. I actually started producing 3 years ago, I believe. Maybe it was 4 at this point. I don't know. Let's find out. Stupid button. Can't type when my hands are twerked like that. Let's see. Yeah, it was like 4 years ago. Yep, 4 years ago I started producing. Because, like, the thing is I keep on defaulting to, like, 2 years, but it was actually 4 years ago, and just every year it changes. Go figure. But I kind of want to do like that weep woo sort of sound with this, but that'd be like so what do you call that, like UK, the sort of like UK techno style, the retro techno sort of stuff. That'd be funny. No, not 8-bit, but like gosh. I don't remember what the genre is, but it's like a lot. It's like the stuff that a lot of people nightcore. But that genre has a lot of that. I like that sound. Oh, wait. That's a cool sound. That's a cool sound as well. Nyan! Why is that called Nyan? That's weird. It's kind of like Melbourne bounce. Yeah. That one sounds a little too buzzy. Of course, the problem is I'm using Sylenth. If I don't want something buzzy, I need to get out of Sylenth. So, I don't know. I have that one. Here we go. It's probably not going to be much better over here. Oh, that's right. This one's like really heavy. This should have some. Why not Synthmaster? Because I know the exact tone I'll get out of Synthmaster, and if I hop into Synthmaster right now, it'll get more like, I want to say trancey almost, but I don't know. We can find some options around here. Mess around in Synthmaster. Because it's just like, it's got good sounds, but it's just kind of like most of them are kind of like trancey for the most part. What are the notes on this key? No, wrong button. Like, okay, so. Oh, it's got like a harmony there. That's why it sounds weird. I really like this preset. I can't find the right key, but I'm trying to There we go. So when you find the amazing preset but you can't fit it in the mix, I don't know, like one of the things that I was talking about too in my latest video on FL Studio was most of the time when you can't fit it in the mix, it's because it's not the right preset to use. Not because like you like the sound of the preset, but you just don't want to admit to yourself that it's really like the wrong preset for the wrong job. So like, actually, I could show you the vid, but it'd be like kind of stupid to like play my own video on my own stream. So if you're interested, you could check out that video on, it's just like intro to mixing for FL Studio. It's my latest FL Studio mastering video, or mastering FL Studio video, and where we're going to get into mixing. We're going to do a lot about mixing. So even if you use a different DAW, that's probably going to be a good series to check out until I like go through in my Logic series and do one for Logic, because I need to do one for Logic as well. But yeah, it's not the, well, even like it's not the right preset for the style or genre. Like even more so. Let's see if I can find an example. Here we go. Like for this, if I was the same thing I was playing before on the which one was it? Phasing Saw. Like, that sounds a lot more natural than if we go to, which one was it? I don't remember, the one I just had. Whatever. Like, that one doesn't really fit the genre, but like that type of note progression I'm doing is not really suited for this. It just kind of starts to sound like a mess. Like something like this would be more for like. But like, you know, it's like this sort of sound is more suited for a chord progression. So even less about the genre and more about like the type of notes you're doing with it. Like that just doesn't really fit. Like for something like this, you need something that is not quite so full. It's a lot thinner. So like something even like that actually works with this sort of note progression. So yeah, it's like it's the biggest thing to consider, other than like what you want. Like, does this synth actually work with the purpose I'm using it for? Like, when you're making a bass line, you get something that sounds pretty cool, but if it's not the right bass line for the job, then it's not going to work. Like if you're doing like a very long bass note, then you need an appropriate preset that can fill it out well and not sound like kind of sad. If you're doing a very, very fast notes for your bass line, and that like if it's very fast notes that are next to each other, you might want like an acid bass line. Like, excuse me, where's, I have some, wait, I just have to go to acid here. It's gotta be like a, I know there's like a regular acid. So it's like, that's like an acidy bass line and something that's like 16th notes you kind of use this for. Or something kind of like this. You do fast notes with, and then like this would be a very hard one because you have to figure out where this would fit. Like, are you going to do a one-shot note like this, or are you going to hold it down? Are you going to change notes often, or are you just going to do like one note? Like, are you going to have to figure out if it's moving around much or staying in the same spot? Like something like this would be a very difficult preset to work in somewhere because it's got a very specific purpose and you need to find that specific purpose. So, yep. Okay. Not really called Peter though. Yeah. Peter the Porcupine, also known as Hello. So freaking mosquitoes. It does. It's not like a particularly nice sound. It's a nice bass though. And then I could just go, oh, this one's a really nice bass. I can show you guys this. Sub. This is one of the most beautiful subs that I've found. Semi-sub bass. It's like just, it's not like clean, and it's in stereo, which is another problem, but it's like, it's a very nice sound overall. Why is this only like the pluck in the left ear? No, that's not just you. Everybody's hearing that. Thank God your subwoofer is off. That's funny. Okay, let's see if we can find a preset that works here. So many presets, oh my gosh. Oh, also, one of the things I noticed as well is there's like basses, bells, brass, and then somebody decided to spell brass bra. I mean, it's like, it's a brass, but like, why do you start it like with BRA? It's like brass is always BR. So, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I could just go to leads. Like, okay, so someone said, Laurent, you stick your tongue out a lot, and I could totally relate to him, because text is so bland. When you're like writing, you can't really convey emotion with when you're just like typing to someone. It's like I kind of did that earlier. I made a post on the subreddit where I kind of posted what I was going to be streaming. So let me read it out so you guys can kind of hear it. But okay. Oh, a lot of people have commented on it apparently. You're streaming, so I'll cover the other dude. That's funny, because someone said, okay, so I gotta go bring this up. This is kind of funny. Oh, never mind. It's gonna be a drag. Where's my, here we go. So basically what I said was, someone said, I bet you money that you'll forget to stream. And I said, I'll take you up on that one. How much are you willing to bet? Because I live stream regularly, so it's not new for me. And he said, 12 cents is the highest I could go. And then, I said, well, that's about 1/8 the way to your first month of Splice if you haven't signed up yet. So it might be wiser to save the money for that. And like, that kind of sounds like a little bit bland and advertising, but it was supposed to be more like more like a jest. Like, well, it's almost 1/8 of the first month of Splice. I might as well just like put it towards that instead. So, but yeah, that was like, it's like, if you don't have smileys, then you can't really like convey that emotion. So, yeah, you're streaming, so I'll cover it. Change tip. Like, someone actually tipped me 18 cents. That's funny. Like, okay. That's enough for a CSGO skin. Okay, so I do not always post on the EDM production Reddit, and I won't because I don't want to spam them. But I always stream, not always. Like, as I kind of said, I usually stream Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So, yeah. So that's my typical stream time. If you want to come to the streams more often, my suggestion is follow me on Twitter or on Facebook, because I always post out on Twitter and Facebook whenever I'm going to stream. So then you'll get like a notification for that. And pretty much otherwise, all I post on my Facebook and Twitter is audio deals. So like when popular plugins go on sale, or when good tech deals go on sale, like audio interfaces or studio monitors and things like that, just because I know people like to know when those are on sale, because like maybe they've been waiting for a while to get something like that, and it's just like nice to know when it's on sale. So so that's pretty much all I post when I'm going to be streaming, and then, you know, just like deals like that. So yeah, that's like, you know, if you say turn the bass up all the way and then add reverb, or you might as well just turn up the bass up all the way and add reverb, then it sounds like really cold and like you're not doing very well. But if you add like a smiley face after it, everyone knows that you're just joking and you're just like, you know, playing on something that was mentioned earlier or something like that. So yeah, like I could totally get why. Oh, you turned on. So apparently there's some sort of notifications you get through YouTube. I don't know exactly how that works, because like I don't follow anybody that streams, but apparently you get notifications through YouTube that someone's streaming. So yeah, that's generally how my streams go. So if you're open, basically around the time that I started this stream on Tuesday, is generally when I'll do it. However, I've been completely consumed by a project I'm doing for school. So I wasn't able to stream at my regular time last week or this week, but I did make up streams. So yeah, but I didn't do my regular thing that I was working on. Because actually normally, let me save this. Save as I have no idea. Because I'm gonna be wondering what the heck, that I don't know what genre that is, and when I open it up, it's like, oh, that's an app description for this. But normally, there we go. I'll be working in this one during my normal streams, and we actually have like a bit of a plan that we're working through. But this is my deep house track that I've been working on for the streams. And I'm sure like a lot of people are kind of hoping I do that today, but this is what it sounds like. And then there was some sort of that transition that just kind of like got messed up. I don't know what happened there, but I don't know. Something happened there. Like I muted something. It's probably this that I muted. Oh, that's right. I needed to replace the crash, so that's why I muted that. But I was like, okay. So where did I get the vocals? That's a good question. They're actually not. Can we work on this one? I would say yes, but we don't have a lot of time because I do need to get off the stream and prep for class because I got class at 3 o'clock. So that's technically class starts at 3 o'clock, but I need to be there, or I need to get out of my place 30 minutes early so I could bike there, and then I actually need to be out earlier because I think my bike has a flat tire, so I need to fix that. So I can't go much longer. I could probably go like 30 minutes at most. So if we worked in this, people would have to like go through the entirety of the beginning of the stream just to get to see what we worked through, and it'd be quite a bit of a drag. And if I split the stream, it'd only be 30 minutes for the other one, which is not a lot of time. So yeah. So but yeah, the vocal chops here are they're from a rather new synth called Lethal. So if you take a listen here. What Lethal has is they have, you could go to their library here and they have these vocal sort of sounds, and you could just kind of like take a mix and match and create stuff. Also, Lethal came out with another pack. I don't think I've like showed it off or used it much, but yeah, Lethal is basically like a Nexus alternative. And I'm going to do an actual review on it. I have told people I'm going to do a review on it. It's just like, as I said, the class has kind of been sucking a lot of my time out, so I can't do extra stuff like that right now. So yeah, it's, as I said, usual time is 11 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesdays. So yeah, nice to have you in the stream, Shrines. How much does Lethal cost? $250. It's arguably worth it. Lethal. I think it's 250 at least. I don't remember. $200. Sorry, it's $200. But actually, what they kind of like don't say is if you look here, they do say that they're gonna have a whole bunch of packs. They didn't really like list the packs so much, but these are actually gonna be the packs that they have: the hip hop, R&B, hip hop and R&B, EDM, EDM, future house, trance, trance, trap, commercial pop, deep house, ambient, and chill, and effects. So essentially, like, I would assume these are all the packs they have finished. They're just staggering the release to make it seem like they're making more stuff. But I think they're probably actually done with all the packs. They actually, right now, they have the hip hop and the EDM out. But if you buy it now, or at least not now, but if you buy it before June of next year, then you get all the expansion packs that are released for free. You don't have to pay extra for them. So that's the one benefit of buying it now. But at the same time, I would wait to buy this until my review comes out, because I have a lot to say on this. And, you know, it's like, I think it's worth it for some reasons, not worth it for other reasons. And I don't want to detail that all right now, because that'd be a lot of like time burn just kind of talking about that when I'm actually going to do a review on it later anyway. So suffice it to say, I think whether or not it's worth $200 really depends on you. Like kind of the same way that I've mentioned with Sylenth. Sylenth sounds good, but at the same time, it's a very weak synthesizer in terms of like what it can actually do. Serum and Synthmaster are a lot more powerful in that regard. Like they're very flexible. They could do a lot more. Is there a torrent for it? I have no idea, because I don't support piracy. So yeah, they are expensive, and I do have a budget for plugins, and that's it kind of comes and goes. Right now I have money that I could budget towards plugins, but I just bought Serum and Sylenth, so I'm probably gonna just stay where I am for now and not buy more plugins. Instead, if I buy anything, it's gonna be presets, because I have a by the way, once again, let me put this up here. There is a tweet that I would like to re-indicate to you guys. I think it's actually still, well, before I, let's be like saying like 6 things at the same time. Sounds of Kashmir Volume 2. I think you could still get Sounds of Kashmir Volume 2 for the discounted. Yeah, okay, so it's a limited time offer. Okay, so it's still out. Where is that tweet I did? Okay, so here we go. Excuse me. This is just for my Twitter. If you sign up on Splice, the reason I have this here is because it gives me like Splice credit, and what the heck. Not gonna lie, this actually does give me credit when you sign up through here. But if you sign up through Splice with the code Splice100, you don't technically have to use my sign up link, but I would appreciate it. Then what you'll do is you'll get your first month of Splice for free. And your first month of Splice is 100 credits. Sounds of Kashmir is 80 credits. So if you sign up for your $1 for your first month, you get Sounds of Kashmir Volume 2 for $1, which is a great price. If you haven't done that, go do it. Like, I'm not saying that just so I could get credit. I mean, it's nice to get credit, but you don't have to use my like link for this. You could just type in Splice100 as a coupon code, and then you'll basically get Sounds of Kashmir Volume 2 for $1, which is a crazy price, and you should just do that. So, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, some people like a way to give back, but I know also a lot of people like people to be honest when they're getting something out of it. Because, like, I'm not just advertising Sounds of Kashmir because I get credit for it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm advertising it right now because I think it's a great deal. $1 for Sounds of Kashmir Volume 2. It's a great preset pack. It's $1. Just get it. That's my opinion on it. But at the same time, if you care and you want to, you could just go through my referral link and I'll get credits for that. But I've been using a lot of people actually signed up when I first posted that out. And I ended up getting like, I think I almost got, I can't remember. I think I got like 1,000 credits worth, which is just 10 people signing up. Because you get 100 credits for every person that signs up using your link. So that's actually a lot. But I've been buying presets with those instead of samples for the most part. But yeah, totally like, if you don't buy anything, just like make this one exception, go to Splice, sign up for Splice for the 1 month, just use Splice100 and get Sounds of Kashmir for $2. Like, it's worth the $1. You're giving Kashmir and Splice a little bit of, thanks for that. And you get a great preset pack, or not preset, but sample pack as well. So yeah, just totally do that. It's definitely a good use of your money, because I mean, like, just let's face it. How long does it take you to earn $1? The only time that would be a long time is if you're a teenager or preteen or, you know, elementary student, and you don't get an allowance and you're never like offered any chance to make any money. That's like the only time $1 is actually like an amount to where you care. But if you have any sort of income, then $1 is just like, come on, just spend $1 on the preset pack. Or not preset. Keep on saying preset pack. The sample pack. So, yeah. Spend most of that money on speakers, though. Yeah. Yep. Totally what Lawrence said there. It's just like, Lawrence says he buys everything now, even Adobe products. Like, one of the reasons I don't have the newer Adobe products is like, I bought, actually my family bought CS5 for like Photoshop and Illustrator back when you could buy that. And then they went to the subscription stuff, which is kind of nice. Like, you pay a subscription to always get the newest version, but I'm okay with CS5. So like, I don't want to continually pay just to have like, you know, a version of Photoshop or a version of After Effects. So like, that's why I don't like Adobe's subscription stuff. If they actually had where you could buy software, I would have bought more of their stuff, but right now I'm just sticking with their old stuff. But yeah, for the most part, it is very good practice to pay for stuff. And Farmer Chicken, I know, like, this is my opinion. I know, like, a lot of people, they can't buy stuff because, like, they just don't get a lot of money. And I understand that. That's where I was. I did not buy a synthesizer until Synthmaster, because that was, like, I got it for 30 or 40 bucks. And that's very cheap for a synthesizer. And then from there, I didn't buy any plugins or any samples for like months and months and months. I think it was like a whole year before I bought something else. So, so really, I don't buy stuff often. It's just like lately, I've had a little bit more of a source of income. So, I've been able to buy a few more things. But the reason that you should do it is because it completely changes your perspective on the stuff you buy. If you just like download this stuff, you're like, okay, I'm just going to download it. When I get money, I'll buy it. Then your perceived value of these tools is just so low because you just download it. So then what you start doing is you start throwing it on random stuff. You're like, okay, so I just downloaded, I don't know, what's a really good example? Like you start using Lexicon reverbs. You like download the Lexicon reverbs. You're like, okay, I'll torrent these. And then you put them on everything because you're like, it's a Lexicon reverb. It's a great reverb. So I'm going to put it on everything. That's not how you should go. You should like choose your reverb based on like what you know the reverb is good for. And similarly, like if you're like, okay, I downloaded Silence, so I'm just going to use Silence for everything. Then that's like, like just downloading the stuff devalues it and you don't really take it seriously. An even better example is like, Sausage Fattener is one of the ones that you just download it for free. And since you download it for free, you're like, okay, I'll just put it on everything. When in reality, Sausage Fattener has a limited application. Well, it could be put on a lot of stuff and it could sound good on a lot of stuff. It has a limited application. You can't just put it on everything. So, yeah. Hey, Mika, welcome back. I'm just talking about why you shouldn't torrent plugins. Just because, like, you know, the whole general like thing about my opinion was because I will admit I did it before. I'm not going to say that I never did it because that would be lying. I did it before and I did this exact same thing. You're like, okay, I can't get a very good sound out of my compressor, so I need a better compressor. Then you just get these better compressors. Like you get the glue, you download it, and then you just throw it on everything. Because you're like, it's a better compressor. It'll sound better. Like, no, that's not the case. What you should do is you should work with Logic's tools until you can legitimately feel yourself being constrained by them. Like, for example, ES2 is very powerful. You could get some good sounds out of it. But at the same time, there are just some things it doesn't work well with. Like, its super saws are kind of limited. Like, if you want to do trance with ES2, it's, you know, there'll get a point where it's kind of difficult to do that. So, so it's like, when you work with these tools, like, I could understand, like, okay, so you can't afford a DAW. Then, first of all, you could get something like PreSonus Studio One. There's like a free version of that, and that was really good. Or you could just work with. No, I don't think FL Studio Trial lets you save stuff, but I know it's kind of difficult to get a DAW. But after you get the DAW, then you could actually go really far in the DAW before you need to get anything else. So, and I mean like really far. And yeah, ImageLine does have a sale very often. Their sales kind of vary. Sometimes they'll do like sales on plugins instead of sales on the DAWs. But also, if anybody actually just wants to go randomly buy FL Studio because they're like, oh, I'm not going to wait for a sale, I just want to buy it. I have a referral link for FL Studio as well that you could just get 10% off if you care. It's on my channel somewhere. You could find it. I'm not going to put that out there because I don't want to like sell FL Studio basically. But if you want to support me, it's on my channel somewhere. You can find it. I think it's like the front page. LMMS is a free option, but quite frankly, I would not suggest working with that one because I know someone that works with it, and sometimes he hops in the streams, and it's like pure torture for him. But there are some free. Let's look at some free DAWs here, just because. 10 best free DAWs. Yeah, sure. This will give us some options here. So, just because, like, it's worth reiterating this one because there's new people. I know a lot of people have heard my spiel on piracy and stuff, but Studio One 3 Prime is probably the most powerful one you'll find because Studio One 3 is it's like super. It's like a trial version of a DAW, basically. It's a limited feature set of a trial version of a DAW. So like the EQs and stuff, they're going to be very good EQs. The compressors are going to be good compressors. Pro Tools first? What? I've never heard of that. And so LMMS is something that I know a lot of people use. Although my suggestion is there were actually... Oh, that one's not free anymore. Sad. There's two ones. I don't think they're on this list. MooLab, I've actually, like, from what I've seen of it, it looks pretty cool. Studio One Prime is another, like, one that keeps on getting recommended. Open Studio is one of the ones that I've seen is pretty good. But, like, when in doubt, there's this one called Reaper, and it's very powerful. The plugins are crap. Like, not all of them, but, like, a lot of them are crap. But Reaper is pretty powerful. So anyway, like once you get these DAWs, for the most part, you could find free synths, free plugins. The one limitation is Studio One Prime. You cannot use VSTs, so you cannot find external plugins if you want more. There's Reaper there. But yeah, so you could kind of like work in these DAWs, and then if you want to switch DAWs eventually, then you can. But the one reason, like, I don't suggest that too much is if you start working these free DAWs, you're going to get stuck in them. So my suggestion is, if you want to start in a free DAW and you plan to eventually upgrade, I would start in Studio One Prime because it's a free version of a very powerful DAW that you could upgrade to, and you'll just it'll just open up more possibilities. If you, however, start working in like MooLab or something, then you'll start to like it, but there's nothing you could upgrade to that is the same thing. So yeah, that's that one. So, but anyway, like once you get into it and you use these tools, yes, they are limited, as Lawrence said. They're limited, but when those, like, to be honest, when those limitations really start kicking in and like they're actually holding you back, that's when you're usually in a position to where either you saved enough to buy a DAW or you could have saved enough to buy a DAW. You just haven't because, quite frankly, for a lot of people, if you can't put down the money for a DAW, it's because it's not worth it to you. Like, you don't want to spend like $400 for a DAW. And actually, to be honest, most people that can't spend the money are students or are students of some form. And a lot of these DAWs have student discounts. Just because you're not in a college does not mean you can't ask. I'm sure that there are a lot of companies that are willing to give you student discounts on their software because, you know, even if you're in like high school or elementary school or something. But if these DAWs are not worth the money to you, then you really shouldn't be using them. Just use the free stuff because it's like, once again, it's like that whole idea of wasting the power of a tool. Like, it's like buying a Ferrari when all you're going to be sitting in is rush hour traffic. Like, first of all, it's kind of like a waste of resources in the sense to where it's not the most efficient car for the purpose. And second of all, like, you have all this potential that could potentially like harm you more than help you. Like, if you're in rush hour traffic with a Ferrari and then you tap the gas pedal, there's a potential, if you're not used to using it, that you could just hit the person in front of you. So it's like, you know, it's just the mindset more than anything else. The mindset and your capabilities. So, oh, you play the violin? That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, does ImageLine do educational discounts? I didn't know that. Yeah, so that's the whole idea of piracy. Like, you gotta realize this stuff is priced for a reason. Now, the one synth I'm a little bit hesitant to kind of like really say that the price balance is kind of like there is Sylenth, because Sylenth is very weak as a synthesizer. It sounds good, but it's very weak. Like, you can only go so far with Sylenth. So it's kind of like difficult to recommend in that regard. But pretty much everything else is priced appropriately. Like Sausage Fattener, it's priced appropriately. You have and then you have Volume Shaper, that's priced appropriately. Synthmaster is not priced appropriately because it is priced a lot cheaper than it should be. But yeah, all these things, like, what I found as I've bought them is the money you pay for it is the value you tend to get out of it. And otherwise, no one would buy it, and it wouldn't really be out there and well known as a synthesizer or plugin. So, yes, long story short, it is very, like, it is limiting to use free stuff, and it does cost a lot to do this. But at the same time, you'll find as an artist, if you start with the free stuff, work until this free stuff is limiting to you, and then get these other things, then first of all, your sound will improve a lot more consistently. Like, when you buy something that is really holding you back, it'll actually change your sound and improve your sound, because you are no longer being capped by that. It's gone. That cap is gone, and you can just keep improving. So, and then in the meantime, like, you don't have this slew of tools while you're a noob and you're just like throwing everything on and ruining your sound because you think you're doing things because you're using the great plugins, but you're not really using the plugins correctly. So it's just like a great way to manage your progression. And yeah, it does cost a lot of money, but at the same time, you know, they're selling a product. You know, they need to make money too. They have lives as well. They need to feed their families. So, and a lot of people don't look at it that way. It's like, well, I'm making a copy. I'm not like stealing from them. Well, at the same time, like, if one person buys it and then puts it up as a torrent and then like 2 million people download it there, but no one else buys it, this guy sold one copy. And if no one would have pirated it, he would have sold a lot more. So it's like, you know, you're not really stealing the product that's available, but you're basically saying, I don't give a crap about the product that you made. I'm just trying to like it's like the biggest excuse the way of saying it, but it's the biggest fuck you could ever give to a developer. It's like it's just very cruel in that manner. So yeah, that's very long spiel, very pointless spiel in the sense that a lot of people are just going to ignore this. But for the people that this does impact, it'll, you know, you'll find more than just, oh, piracy is bad. Like, this actually like changes your progression as an artist, and it allows you to focus on the important things. So that's the biggest takeaway. Like, even if you don't like agree with the whole piracy thing, like, you're just like, okay, well, I mean, I think piracy is not that bad. Well, then at least think of it this way, in the sense that it will change how you approach production and how you, because like, if you can't just go like, okay, I can't EQ, let me get a better EQ, just download a better EQ. Then if that's not an option for you, then what you'll do is you'll take this EQ, which is, by the way, a sufficient EQ, and you'll just learn how to use it right. And that's the more important thing, because like, ProQ is number 2 on my list of next plugin to buy. The first one being Saturn. And so I have Saturn and then ProQ. I could like just go buy ProQ right now, but quite frankly, I don't know how much I'm going to get out of it because I already know how to EQ. I already have a few EQs, and I kind of know that, like, I don't know how much more ProQ will help me. I'm not feeling too held back by my EQs right now. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. Yep. You waited more than 1 year to buy Complete 10 Ultimate, and now you're so happy you have it. Yeah. See, that is also the way to do it because, like, then, like, you wait for a long time, you have the money, and then you're like, okay, do I really want to invest the money into this? And if the answer is yes, then when you get it, you're like, okay, I'm glad I did this because it was, you know, I sat and thought about it for like a whole freaking year waiting to buy it. And now it's like totally worth it. So, and then you'll use it for the right things as well. You won't just like use Massive for everything. You'll use Massive when you want Massive, not when, you know, not because it's a better synth or something like that. So, yep. So Omnisphere. Yeah, I have not looked into Omnisphere for one reason. If I recall correctly, it's very expensive, and I don't want that one to be on my plugin list right now. So I haven't looked into it at all, but I've heard amazing things about it. Like, everyone has said, Omnisphere is amazing, just get it. So I'm just like, okay, I won't listen to Omnisphere examples. I won't listen through the presets. I won't try it out. I'll just completely push it to the side because that's expensive, and I don't want to think about it right now. So, yeah, $500 for one synth. But, I mean, apparently it's an amazing synth. So, yep. And then Lethal. Yeah, Lethal is kind of like a mixed bag. It's like, yeah, I'll talk about my thoughts later on that one. So it is almost, it's getting close to 2 o'clock, so I'm going to have to wrap it up. Armin van Buuren uses Omnisphere. Well, let's not just think about Armin van Buuren. Let's think about every other trance artist. Every other trance artist uses Omnisphere. And if it's not listed on a Quipboard, they probably use it anyway. Yeah, I'm sure like Omnisphere is worth it. So, but it's just like, I don't want to look into it because then that's going to be the next thing I want to buy. And that's $500. And there's other stuff I want to buy as well. Like I want to get Transient Design. I want to get like more mixing tools right now, like Transient Designer, BX Console, which I think the trial's probably up, but I can show you guys. There's a lot of stuff by Plugin Alliance that I want to get, which you can't see on the screen right now because it goes off the screen. But like big one here, I want to get Vertigo VSM 3, BX Console. Here it is. This is a very nice plugin, and yeah, my trial's done. So, but this one is like $300 normally, but on sale you could get it as low as $90. And this one's really high on my list just because I like it so much. Like, this is kind of, that plugin is something I'm not ready for yet in the sense that it's a little bit above me. Like, I can't take advantage of all the subtleties it has, but at the same time, I really like it. It's just, it's very nice. I didn't do anything actually. I kind of got stuck, so I just but this is kind of like a nice thing for you to know, Mika. This is what I do, or this is what I normally work on Tuesdays. This is my Deep House track that we're going through. So yeah, that's a track we're actually working on in our track from scratch series. The last 2 weeks I haven't been able to do it because I've been busy with the project. So, but hopefully next week we'll be able to get back into it. I think I'm almost certain next week I'll have time, because we have like a lighter portion of the project, and the week after that is the last difficult. Like it's like basically the last week of the class. So, yeah, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna do this, work more on this on Tuesday, and you might have noticed there's a transition here that sucks. That's because I kind of deliberately made it suck. It's right here. But the reason is because there's a crash there that I don't like the crash. So we're gonna replace the crash, but I muted the crash because it makes it very obvious that I didn't like the crash because it's like missing something there. You're like, okay, something's wrong. Something's missing from that transition. So. Do I post the tracks that I make on the stream to SoundCloud? Sometimes. I actually have the one from the previous track from scratch is not up on SoundCloud yet because I want to eventually get vocals for it. But that's just kind of pending to whether or not I can find a vocalist. I actually found a whole bunch of vocalists on SoundCloud that I'm going to message and see if I can get them to do something for the track. So we'll see. But, what else was I saying? Yeah, okay, so other than that, there are some tracks that I've done that I've posted up. Some of my latest remixes I've done, I can't post up on SoundCloud because SoundCloud's being a turd. So, would I pick someone I know in real life? Yes, if I knew anybody in real life that could sing. Because I actually, I have this condenser microphone. I have, 4 other ones. So, I have, I could record stuff, but I don't know anybody that's a vocalist. Only reason I have these, SoundCloud is being totally a pain in terms of copyright issues. Have I visited a professional studio? Yes and no. I have visited studios of professionals in the sense that they did it professionally. They do it professionally. That's how they get paid. But they don't have a professional studio. There is one locally that I actually want to get into contact with the guy because I know people that know him and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to get in contact with him and join him in the studio and try to see if I could learn a lot more finesse when it comes to mixing from him. But yeah, there's actually a studio kind of nearby that I want to go check out. It's, I can't remember the name of it. Creation Lab. And let's see what the discography was again. Because I remember they had some very big name artists there. Creation Lab. About Us, I think it is. Looks like there's some photos. Oh, no, that's not really. Okay, so this is a little bit of their discography here. Worked several gold records, have recorded or worked with artists such as, someone from Kiss, someone from Metallica. I'm not recognizing a lot of these other artists just because it's DC Talk. Oh, wow, they did DC Talk. I didn't know that. And then actually one of the artists, or not one of the artists, one of the mix engineers I hung out with a little bit, he did recording and mixing for Lincoln Brewster. That's an artist that I know. You guys probably don't know him, but I don't know him personally. I mean, I just know him as an artist. So, but yeah, so don't have anyone I would ask to sing or me, and you don't really have a good, oh, you have a really good mic? Yeah. Yep. You can finish up some tracks. Yeah. So usually what I'll do if I do critiques is I'll do the regular stream and then at the end I'll cut it and then we'll do a critique stream because some people like to send me remixes to critique. And if I do, and if I play back remixes, chances are the stream can get flagged. And then I either A, it'll get monetized, B, it'll get blocked in some countries, C, it'll get I'll get a strike on my channel and they'll say hey, you're not allowed to have this up and we're going to remove it. So So that's why I do that separate, just in case, you know, I do a track from scratch stream and, you know, people want to watch that because like I have that as a recorded series. So it lets people watch that and then I could do the critiques and I don't have to worry about copyright strikes on that. So, yeah. Copyright issues were like, they weren't an issue for me before. Like I would just do remixes freely. I just play back remixes freely. And then it got to the point to where I actually got a copyright strike and I'm like, okay, we'll be a little bit more careful from now on because you can only get 3 copyright strikes and then I think I lose my YouTube partnership sort of thing. And then I also like lose good account standing, which means I can't like post thumbnails for videos. It just automatically grabs thumbnails. So, it's a bit of a pain. Yeah. So, so if a stream, like, if I do a critique stream and it doesn't post on YouTube, that's usually because either A, it got flagged, or B, which is usually more likely now, I'm just deleting it and not letting it post to YouTube because I don't want to like risk the chance of getting a flag. Because the thing is, if you get a copyright strike and you delete the video, it does not remove your copyright strike. Your copyright strike stays with your channel forever. So it's very easy to like completely kill your channel if you're just posting, like freely posting copyrighted stuff. So you have to be very careful in that regard. Next stream is Tuesday at 11 o'clock Pacific time. So, so the way strikes work is kind of different from the way you would think they work. Some labels / distributors are pissy about you posting music. So like I was doing a, I think it was in preparation for a track from scratch. I did a stream and I played back Robin Schulz remix or mix. I don't remember if he did the original or not. Or Robin Schulz mix of Waves, I think it was. And then I got a copyright strike for that. So they said, hey, this video is no longer going to be available. Technically, it's still on your account, but it's no longer going to be available. And if you delete it, you'll still have this copyright strike. So so that's like it was that simple. They detected that song being played back in one of my videos, and it just like I got a copyright strike. So I have 1 strike on the account right now. And then like some other remixes, like I could play like 20 remixes in one stream and it'll detect them, but it won't count as strikes. They'll just say, okay, we have monetized this because it's someone else. They just want to get monetization for it. And they won't actually rip down and give me a strike. So it depends, and I don't want to take the risk, basically. So, yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah, I am about to finish my stream. Song of Fire and Ice. Oh, that's a cool name. But, yeah, so my next... Yeah, I gotta actually get off now. But my next stream is going to be Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. For all of you that are hopping in or hopping out. Stay tuned for that, and we're going to be working in this deep house track instead of just flailing around randomly. And also, I will be listening to Future Bass, so that I could actually do a track from scratch in Future Bass or something like that. So that'll be fun. But I can't do that quite yet because I don't really know the genre very well. And then also, in the meantime, I have reviews that I have backlogged in the sense where I have reviews I need to do, and I will be doing them, just waiting for a free moment. So... yeah. So, San Holo, I will check out. Marshmallow, and I know I haven't listened to enough Kashmir. I say Kashmir is amazing, but I don't actually listen to his music a lot. Like, whenever I listen to his music, I'm like, oh, this is so good. But, like, I don't actually have it on a lot of my playlists. So yeah, I got to listen to a lot of stuff. Scream samples for Future Bass. Yeah, I'm going to have to listen more Future Bass just in general. But when it comes to like finding samples and stuff, like I have a whole like, okay, so in, I don't want to reset anything, or I have a Future Bass sample or preset pack for Serum. And I just got that because I like the sound of the presets, not because I wanted to do Future Bass. So it's kind of funny that ended up happening, but, cool stuff. So, and then, what's some other things that I have? I don't know. So I have like reviews on studio monitors I need to do. I have reviews on Lethal I need to do. I need to do my review on... I don't know if I'm probably going to wait for Serum and Silent before I do reviews on those. just because I want to have a little bit more time. It's like hopping back into Sylenth. It's like I remembered why I said the tone was great. And I was like, the tone's really good, but it's kind of weak. It's like weak in the sense that it's not super flexible, which is like, it's still the case. It still remains true, but I forgot how good the tone was. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see. But I got reviews to do. And then I also have regular videos to do. And I also have the streams to do. So we got a lot of stuff happening. Hopefully I'll have time to do at least one review. I might be able to do the Studio Monitor review like this over this weekend, because they're not at my place anyway. They're at my family's place. So, how many tracks should you get done? As many as you want. I will. You have over 100. Oh my gosh. Probably not that many. But so I think usually in a track critique session, I'll have enough time for probably say at most 10 tracks, not per person, 10 tracks total. Because what I usually do is if the song doesn't blow me away, then I'll have a lot to talk about. Like I'll talk about the kick drum, I'll talk about the mix, I'll talk about the structure, everything. So yeah, the one requirement is that please make it a full song, not a demo, because if it's not a full song, then I can't critique the structure. And also, I don't know what your full potential is. So full songs only. They can be remixes or originals, though I prefer originals just because it's kind of nicer to see what people are doing when it's full original. So, but yeah. So we could probably do 10 tracks. And that will be, once again, that'll be after the regular stream. So the regular stream starts at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And that's going to run 2 hours. That's how long I usually run those. At the end of the 2 hours, if you just hop in at that point, then I'll add you to a list. Although, typically speaking, people that have sent me stuff from previous streams or earlier in the stream tend to get priority, just because they say, hey, I have a track. So I'm like, okay, I'll add you to the list. I know there are some people like, there's some people that I actually need to do just regular critiques, like just send them like text critiques. And I'm not, at this point, I don't think we have a backlog of critiques waiting. I could be wrong though. But anyway, that's the plan. I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for showing up. It was fun. I know it was a little bit of a drag today, like when I was first like flailing around, because I have no idea what future bass is apparently. I need to listen to more of that. But as you could tell from when we listened to the Deep House track, I have a standard that I usually go by. You can listen to my other tracks as well. And that's more what we usually work with, but it just kind of takes a while to get there sometimes. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Next time. And that's why I don't sing.